Hello everyone, welcome to GGN. Today is Monday, February 11th, 2013, and I'm Darko. I'm going to cover some police state news. The biggest news, of course, is with this former cop, former military Dorner, and the Manhunt forum, right? And it says here, Manhunt for ex-soldier who shot police chief's daughter and killed policeman. It says police plan to use spy drones in the hunt for Rambo-style ex-soldier and policeman who has murdered 3 people and vowed to kill again. Dorner, who was fired from the LAPD in 2008, much of you already are aware of this, for lying about a fellow officer he accused of misconduct. He was fired for lying. That's pretty interesting. Maybe, you know, in reality, like in this upside-down world, he's actually fired for telling the truth, probably. He was accused of misconduct, that's not being bad, and then has vowed to wreak revenge, i.e. justice, by killing officers and their families. So it's funny because I've seen the headlines about a rampage by this individual, and really the rampage is what? Is the officers that are going around killing innocent people, bystanders. I mean, they're just, anybody gets in their way, they kill them. They run into them with their cars, whatever. They don't care about collateral damage, which just goes to show you the rampage is actually by the LAPD, who's trying to cover their asses. Then you have, you know, there's a story going on right now that he's being hunted down and is going to be killed. It says here, MSN falsely implies LAPD will use armed drones to try to kill Christopher Dorner. The authorized military drone to kill Dorner, the first to be ever used on U.S. soil. Now, if he was a liar, why all this effort? Well, the thing is that he wouldn't be the first person targeted by a U.S. drone. They've already arrested these people before based off surveillance. The North Dakota family of anti-government separatists busted by cops. That sounds very dangerous when they put these in the headline. Anti-government separatists busted by cops using a predator drone after stealing 6 cows. They unleashed an unmanned predator drone to help bring them in. So it's any means necessary, right? Because these people are, super dangerous to the federal government. And the U.S. has already killed the first American with Alaki. So, but if they did kill this guy with a drone on U.S. territory, that would be the first first American killed on U.S. soil. So, but who knows? You know, they could just not really say that that's what happened. But it says UK newspaper, The Express, which we just covered, is reporting that the former LAPD officer is the first human being targeted by a U.S. drone. It says Microsoft's portal MSN Now excerpted the Express article here. Many Twitter users are in full-blown freak-out mode. So this website goes on to say that spy drones are used for surveillance purposes, not airstrikes, and that they use the word spy drones. So they're trying to downplay the possibility that this guy might actually get killed by a drone. It doesn't really matter, though, because they're going to kill him no matter what. They don't want him to go to trial, and they don't want him to talk. So, eye in the sky drones flying in San Diego County. We'll go back to the Dorner story, but they look like small helicopters on board with onboard cameras. Surveillance drones are taking off in San Diego County, literally. Small businesses, police agencies, and even your own neighbor could soon be flying an eye in the sky. So the news participated in a demonstration of the $100,000 Scout surveillance drone manufactured by Datron and Vista. So the unit literally flies itself. It just waits for us to tell it what to do until it starts telling you what to do, right? Stupid people. You know, we're going to get what's coming to us. And I hate to use that collective word of we, because it's not like I have any choice or you have any choice about this singularity in that. So 3 killed, 2 injured at Delaware Courthouse shooting. So it seems like every Monday or every week I cover shootings now. At least 3 people, including a gunman, have been killed and 2 police officers injured after a shooting broke out in a courthouse in the U.S. state of Delaware. After a gunman fired shots after walking to the courthouse lobby trying to breach the line of police officers. One of the women killed was the gunman's wife. The shooting came as the police chief of Wilmington was scheduled to attend a discussion about gun safety in Philadelphia. So this seems kind of like an MK Ultra project. That's what it seems like to me. So there are legitimate copycat cases, but still, it's still programming. It still falls under the echelons of programming, or the, that department. U.S. student arrested for mass shooting plan in California school. Did he blow up the school? No. A middle school student has been arrested in the U.S. state of California after he allegedly sent an email to the school administrator threatening to shoot classmates and the teacher. So taken into custody at Peaks Middle High School in the city of Poway. in California's San Diego County. Oakland bomb plot raises questions of entrapment. This is from the 8th of February. A foiled bomb plot in Oakland announced today by the FBI turned out not to be a real plot at all. That's because the supposed bomb was a fake device that could not have exploded. According to documents, the device was made by an undercover FBI agent and was supplied to a man who is now facing charges for attempting to use a weapon of mass destruction. What if one of these guys actually know what they were doing? They didn't just get these people that don't know what they're doing and knew how to rig these explosives and said, oh man, this guy, i.e. FBI agent, doesn't know what the hell he's doing, and then he actually rigs the thing and then blows a bunch of people up. Now this will actually be on these douchebags' hands, right? But then at that point they won't say that they're running an operation unless they're caught, like the Christmas Day bomber. Otherwise, then they'll just say, oh, they won't mention anything about an undercover FBI agent or plot. And kind of following up on it, from the 11th of February, FBI stages another fake bombing with mentally disabled stooge-asset to maintain fear levels and bolster the illusion that they are keeping us safe. Undercover agent was posing as a go-between between the Taliban and Afghanistan. Been meeting with this Lanze since November 30th. Accompanied him to the bank, according to FBI basically documents. They said the FBI had built the purported bomb, which was inert and posed no threat to the public. And here's some links on the website so you can go check it out. FBI mocks up another false flag terror attack. The feds allowed the 93 World Trade Center bombing to happen. FBI celebrates foiling its own terror plot again. New York Federal Reserve bomb plotter ensnared in FBI sting. That's the Bangladeshi we covered. Another FBI patsy arrested in a fake bomb plot to start a civil war. And we have Boston University Police Department officer tasers student at Snowball fight. You can go there and check out the video. It's like 3 minutes long. So on Friday, Boston University police officer tasered, arrested, and detained a student for apparently throwing a snowball at an officer. His face was held in the snow for several minutes, causing a crowd to gather in disapproval. And that's the thing. When you look in the video, you'll see how it's kind of, I mean, there's lights, but it's still kind of dark, and you can't really tell. There's a lot of people that are just a big group of people. So Fugitive's rant puts focus on evolving LAPD legacy. Fugitive form, yeah, so I don't even need to go into this. The Fugitive's rants put focus on evolving LAPD legacy. They're talking about how it's never really changed since Rodney King and all that, and corruption. So, and this is how they first kind of went out, February 9th. And then they started to change it back, right? LA cops dismissed claims and alleged killer Chris Dorner's self-serving manifesto. So, well, yeah, he's trying to clear his name, so I guess it does have to do with himself. But for whatever it's worth, I mean, I'm not condoning what this man is doing, but he was trying to help whoever was being terrorized or brutalized by that female cop. I mean, so he was actually working in someone else's interest for years, putting his own career on the line. LA puts $1 million reward for ex-LAPD officer Dorner. There's a little picture of his mug and wanted LAPD alert, call 911. And you know the slaves will do it too. So a $1 million reward on Sunday to capture former LAPD officer and U.S. Navy reservist. Keep saying Navy reservist. I haven't heard. What did he actually do? Is he? I mean, I don't think SEALs are reservists, but either way, does anybody know what he actually did in the Navy? LAPD gets 700 tips in Manhunt, so he could face death penalty and officer's death. So they keep saying all you have to do is ask where he's at, or tell him where he's at, and we can take it from there. So don't talk to him, or don't, just basically consider him armed and dangerous. The thing is that, it's like the drug cartels. Unless you start getting in their way, they're not going to F with you. You know what I mean? Once you start getting in their business, like the federal government does with Mexican drug cartels, that's when bodies start to get decapitated and thrown on the highway to send a message to stay the F out of their business. Now, again, I'm not condoning Mexican drug cartels. If the government would just deregulate freaking marijuana, there wouldn't be those drug cartels. They wouldn't be as powerful and basically be the Mexican government. So, if I saw the guy in the street, I don't have anything to say to him at this particular point. I think he's in survival mode and he doesn't really want to talk to anybody, knowing that there's a lot of snitches out there and there's a bounty on his head. But I wouldn't be worried about the guy. I'd be more worried about the cops shooting innocent bystanders and running their cars and slamming into people in order to, like I said, cover their asses and get this guy dead. But, slaves, that's how they think, right? Oh, the good guys, the cops, you know what I mean? Actually, they're the bad guys in this case. I'm not saying Dorner's a good guy, but they're definitely the bad guys in this case, what they're doing. And, let the good guys know where the bad guy is. because life is that cut and dry and black and white. Police raid San Bernardino apartment after a Dorner call. So police evacuated an apartment complex in San Bernardino early Sunday after report that the fugitive was hiding there. Tenants awoke to a swarm of armed cops circling the manor. Happened around 1:30 a.m. How would you like that? 1:30 a.m. on the weekend. So it was captured on cell phone. It said the SWAT officers stormed a corner apartment as helicopters flew overhead. As a precaution, police ordered residents out through back windows. So it turned out to be a false alarm promoted by an apparent prank call. So one person said the officers came today and kicked in my door. I got into a confrontation with some girls and they made a fake call and said that Dorner was in my apartment. So it goes on there. It says they were telling them to pop their trunks and they had their guns drawn on them. They said, one of the guys says, yes, I was fighting and I was scared, especially for my kids. An interesting trend that I'm seeing, of course, you know, in the media and that, is this. LA County Sheriff's Department intends to fire 7 deputies. So the 7 belong to a secret law enforcement clique that allegedly celebrated shootings and branded members with matching tattoos. Now, I know there's a lot of people that, most of them probably don't listen or watch my videos, so whatever, this message won't get to them. But 7 LA sheriff's deputies have been notified. The department intends to fire them for belonging to a secret law enforcement clique that allegedly celebrated shootings, branded as member tattoo. Basically, it's a little death. You know, it's like, oh, we got to get the job done. This is what we have to do. Those pesky laws and democracy and accountability. You know, it's like we got to do it on our own time, like this bullshit. Again, you know, good actors, but again, this is the bullshit that they push in this stuff. Gangster squad, right? Where they gotta, you know, take off the badge, as Josh Brolin says, to take down the mafia. You know, because like I said, the government doesn't like competing. They have a cartel on violence and everything else, so on trade. So, you know, they don't like competition. So then they just make them into the bad guys, and then and when the bad guys don't let up and they can't beat the bad guys, well, then the good guys have to become bad guys? It's the Dark Knight programming. It's been going on for a few years now. Gun owners losing Florida loophole, and they can't conceal anger? Whatever. So it goes on here and it says that the only place that seems to be an issue, which they're not saying, is in Philadelphia. So it goes on here and it says that a bodyguard from West Philadelphia with a Florida permit agreed, saying leave the law-abiding citizens alone, or at least understand why they're in the position they're in. So what's making people run to Florida? The loophole allows state residents who didn't have a permit in their own county and whose permit was denied, revoked, to obtain one from Florida through the mail. So one individual said that students have come to him for many reasons. He says that others try to get permits that were rejected by the Philadelphia Gun Permit Unit, which can deny permits based on character and reputation alone, saying that some of the students who had no criminal convictions were denied permits anyway. This is, of course, a firearms training. So, there's one individual who has permits from Philadelphia, Florida, Utah, Virginia, said that people who have Florida permits will not be driven to carry unlawfully because of the change in law. They'll leave the guns at home, he said. It will not turn these people into criminals, but it will make them potential victims. Texas to revisit open carry for handguns. Brian Hall hopes that the Ruger pistol holstered on his hip sends a clear message. He's not hiding the fact that he's armed and ready to protect himself. With concealed carry, all I can do is react when someone has begun an attack. It goes on, with open carry, I may be able to stop an attack. He was among those who encouraged legislators in Oklahoma to pass a law last year that lets those who are licensed to have concealed handguns openly carry their firearms, and he began open carrying his when the law took effect November 1st. Now, he and other neighbors to the north say it's Texas' turn. The entire country is shocked that Texans can't open carry. It says it doesn't fit the culture. Then you have West Palm Beach residents fly American flags upside down in protest of America's gun policy. So I saw one title and it said, is this protest or is this disrespect? So, like, you know, one person, a neighbor, saying, hey, why are you disgracing the flag like that? So DHS watchdog okays suspicious seizure of electronic devices along border. So DHS has concluded that travelers along the nation's borders may have electronics seized and the contents of those devices examined for any reason whatsoever, all in the name of national security. I'm surprised they're not doing it already. Putin turns black gold to bullion as Russia outbuys the world. A representative from Russia said the more gold a country has, the more sovereignty it will have if there's a cataclysm. With the dollar, euro, the pound, or any other reserve currency, China has doubled it to tripled its gold reserves since the last official statement around 2 to 3,000 tons of gold reserves. China eclipses U.S. as biggest trading nation last year. So it says here, it threatens to disrupt regional trading blocks. And that's what it's all about, right? It's about the East Bloc trading block and the West trading block competing, and that's free market, right? And everything else, you know, small businesses are done. This is GGN. Thank you.